Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. This is my video game here. So this is Unity and hello JFrog, Yuri, Mwad, Stephanie O, da 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 da. Hello Rafaz, Amy Lucio, da da dee da dee da dee. Welcome everyone. So I've been working on my video game here for my final project for short game design. And the last time I had an update was I had some of the map arranged and some of the visuals. And before that, my video game demo had just a few areas where the character could walk. And it wasn't populated much with enemies or platforms or other a lot of interactive objects. But since then I've developed the game a lot. I've had more time to develop the game, and so I've had more time to develop. I spent a lot of time working on this game, so it's my final project for the class, and so I want to give my best effort and see how it turns out, see how well I can improve the game. So I'm in the stage of polishing the game. Hello Miss Bakayama, hello Gio, Michi. And so I've completed the first level here, laying out all the different enemies, the power-ups, etc. So I want to compose some original music for the game. So I'm going to play the game and get inspired by playing the game and then compose music for it. So, hello, thank you very much, Stephanie O, for the super chat. Thank you. Yes, I'm glad you're interested in seeing the game progressing. And yes, there's a Stephanie O Celestial Observatory in the game, as we'll see here. So I'll begin the game here. So play. So the controls are left mouse button to throw a strawberry, D to go right, A to turn left, and there's already some enemies attacking me here. And here's kind of like number crunchers, just like a green cheese alien here. These hearts are power-ups. Gain more life. The life bar is up here. This is the health bar power-up indicator here. Got to mention here's B's Beanery here, so B's here, hello, welcome B. And Stephanie O Celestial Observatory. So these doors they're just part of an image. You can't go inside buildings. It's the game isn't that elaborate, at least not yet. So it's just for decoration. Here's a target dummy. Here's a spike. If you jump on it, it'll get injured here, so you want to avoid that. Now here's a sign, danger, do not go in water. So this is forcing the player to go up on these platforms here, because if you go up into the water, then you die. Game over. So and I programmed everything, like the AI, with the characters attacking everything. Everything was programmed by me there. And everything, all the visuals you see, everything, the game design, the sprites, everything was created by me. The background, the landscapes, everything. Well, I got some of the pictures I got from royalty-free images, and then I masked those textures onto the shapes of the objects and the colors. So here we're going up the platform here, and you get an extra heart there, life. It's kind of like a secret, kind of like a small secret area there. And here's the sun. So notice it's pretty quiet, there's no background music. So this is the background music. I gave my own directions to myself of how I wanted it to be. Thank you, Stephanie O. Thank you very much. Hello, Connor. Hello, Kool-Aid. So I wanted to make the game, the music, I want to make it here's some of the directions here. Beach Town theme, Adventures of VGP, Beach Town level 1. The music should be adventurous, like a fantasy, and optimistic. The melody should inspire confidence in the player. So that's my own directions, like giving myself for this. So I'm thinking about what type of music I can make to make it sound adventurous. OUS, like a fantasy and optimistic. So the melody should inspire confidence. So I'm thinking of in those terms for the music. Thank you, Amy. So this platform here, whoops. Yeah, that green cheese alien is going to charge at you if you run on the platform. If you notice that if you go jump up the height, you're going to see like this area here. I need to fix that because I don't want the upper boundaries to be shown like that. Because if the upper boundaries get shown, then it kind of looks like the game is breaking down a little bit. But it's simply, I just need to make the image a little bit higher. And so I'll just continue playing for now. And here's a moving platform. I program this moving platform, so like you jump on the moving platform, it'll take you from one side to the next. And then you can't just jump on this platform here because it's a spiky object, so you need to throw a strawberry at it to destroy the spiky object and collect the heart and go down the arrow here. There's a divider here, you can't go to the right here, this is the pole, and another arrow. See, all this way is all to get past the water, because the water you couldn't go in, because you go in the water you die. So I kind of messed up on the jump, so I'm starting again. Or I'll just speed through the level here. And I can change like this rate at which those plants spew out glue. I can program it to make it faster or slower. Yes, I'm taking a class. It's about intro to game design. So we first talk about board games and learn about board games and some video game history. And then about week 3, we started learning about Unity, which is the program I'm working with here. So that the music here in the background, that's, whoa. The music here in the background, that's the sound effect I compose for when you pick up a effect of the heart. And actually the sprite here is actually based on an image of me that I took a picture of. So everything like down to the pixel is pretty much really accurate to the image of the photograph. So you're gonna hear it now. Now it gets really difficult here because now I have like these trees in the figure ground to show like something's coming up here. So like now the boss battle is coming up. So now I made it like, it's a little bit tricky here, this part that's coming up. Well, I don't want to give it away exactly what's supposed to be done at first. Or somebody in the chat, excuse me, somebody in the chat, let me know if you come up with an idea how to defeat the boss battle here. Thank you, J Frog. So let me know if anybody has any ideas. Whoa, how to defeat the boss here. I need to actually it's kind of like glitchy because I need to make the I need to make the like kind of like a barrier on the left hand side. Yeah, actually the original photograph I wasn't wearing a shirt, but I had to put on a shirt for the game, you know, just to make it a little more family friendly. Because I was doing like fitness progress. I was doing 750 sit-ups a day. So I was just like tracking my progress. So let me restart the level here. I'll show you how we can defeat the boss level. If anybody has any ideas. it's not winning by brute force. There's another way to win. It's kind of like through the glitch of the AI, because the way the AI is programmed, the AI is really dumb in certain ways. So we're down here. Okay, so the trick is that you actually remember the water pit here that we had to cross over by going up the level. The trick is you have to lure the enemies to charge past you into the water here. So you have to jump over the enemies and then they're going to run past you. So that's what you have to do. So this is what happens. See, they all ran into the water there. And then there's some more enemies too. They're running super fast though. And then I hid like these hearts behind the trees here, so like you can easily get up to full health if necessary. And then here's like the angel fairy boss that creates a lot of damage, but the angel's gonna run into the water too. So I think I cleared all the enemies now. Now all I have to do is just survive this part, like not get hit. I need to get more power-ups. I'm not sure if you're... Okay, so I got full health. Now I'm just gonna run past this turret here, this up there, that's all this goo things. So now here's the end of the level. It says, thank you for rescuing me. However, the Shigeru Kawai piano is in another location. Please step through the door to complete the level. So here's Peter the pawn that I created as well. And I started this character with like hand drawing the character, and then I vectorized it in Illustrator, then colored it in Photoshop and painted with like added like I learned how to dodge and burn and things like that. So yeah, the enemies don't have a respawn. Yeah, that's all quiet. But if you walk back here, it's going to trigger the plant to shoot more goo. So you just walk through this door. It says you win. Thanks for playing my game. So then it starts back in the beginning. So basically that's the level here. That's the game. I know it may seem a little bit short, but the amount of time it takes to just create all that is a lot of time, a lot of time, because if you look at everything in the back here, this is like all of these items that populate the level, like platforms, the lake, the distant city, the sky, all the enemies here, the monsters, the spikes, the arrows, and it just, then like the background music is here. That's where I'm going to create the background music for the game. And then so like you have like shoreline, danger sign, the buildings, the map boundaries, the particle effects, and then all the heart effects as well. So it takes a lot of time. Yeah, speed running through the game. There's actually other ways to do speed run through the game. Like I can try to go as fast as I can and see. And then I'll get to the composing the music side, because essentially playing the game is going to give me inspiration on how the music should sound, because like how it looks is going to give me some directions into how the music should sound. So if you're able to like do this double jump there, if you do double jump, you can actually jump really, really high. But unfortunately, if you try to do double jump here, it's going to run into that spiky plant there. So I guess you can go like that, and then do double jump, and then go up there, and then double jump there. And another moving platform here. Jump down here. Oh, I didn't hit the plant in time with the strawberries, because that's really challenge. Whoa! That's the way to speedrun the game. I don't know how I did that, but like, it's possible to like do that if you get like jump through several platforms. Whoa! I'm kind of making the game difficult as well because, like, I don't want to make it too easy as well because everything was too easy. That's not so fun. So, whoops. Yeah, speedrunning my game is hard. Yeah, no noobs allowed. I mean, you could probably, noobs could probably play it if they go slowly, but if you try to speedrun it, it's like you run into a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges really quickly. It can get exponentially more difficult. Especially like the boss fight. So see, without the music, it's kind of silence, a little quiet. Lure all his enemies here. There you go. So that's the speedrun version of it. I don't know. I don't know if I can sell on Steam. I guess, is it possible that can anybody sell games on Steam? Thanks, Stephanie. Oh. Yeah, because if you try to fight all those enemies, I can show you what happens if you try to fight all those enemies. It's going to be much more difficult because they just move really fast. Like try to fight them the normal way. I don't think it's... I'm not sure if it's possible. So you have to jump up here, that. Ah. Hard. The plants started shooting, like spewing the goo before I got down to level. So I'm kind of play testing the game at the same time too. Because those are the things I didn't realize I could do. And try to do like a speed run and see how fast I can complete the level. Ah, why does it start go like that? So I guess you could just like ignore everything and just run through the game like that. I mean, that's another way to win as well. You just run past the enemies. So yeah, it's all about balancing the game too. Like, I don't know, it's probably like fighting the enemies is probably like the normal way. In a video game, you'd have to fight the enemies. But it's like sometimes in games you have to be you have to be ingenious. So here's the sun. Sky. Okay, let's see. Hopefully it's short now. I don't know why, like, it shouldn't do that. I gotta change that actually, because it shouldn't start, that plant shouldn't start attacking until we reach the lower level, because it's just then, the player can't land on the ground because all those gooey pellets are blocking the player. That's actually a fast way to get up there, by going like that. Jump, jump, whoops. So to jump, double jump here. Oops, but you're supposed to double jump ahead of the plants and then throw a strawberry at the plants. Whoops, like that. See, that health bar looks like a platform as well. That's also a design flaw. I think I should change the health bar to make it a little smaller or something, so players don't get confused. That's a platform. This game is hard to play it. BGP with Smash, yeah, all the way. There you go. And then, you know, like that platform is right underneath the right hand corner. Oh, I didn't make it there. So most likely the music I'll compose won't have percussion. I mean, it won't have strong percussion in it, because if you know my streams, my preferences for music taste, I don't like heavy percussion in music, because percussion really can make the music sound hard to hear the harmonies, and it can make it just hard to decipher. And sometimes people are lazy when they compose, and they'll just compose percussion to give it an energetic feeling without trying to like manipulate the harmonies or have a melody that will have that feeling, but they'll try to just why does it keep on doing that? Like, it wasn't doing that before. I'm going to change it real quickly. So I'll show you how you can change it. You have to go here. You select the plant here, and then see that circle here. What you have to do is you have to make that circle smaller so that its area of influence is less. So we're going to circle collider, and then you just make it smaller, maybe like 14. Maybe 13. Now we'll just make it a little bit, give it a little more time for the player to go down. There's a duck or crouch button. Yeah, I don't have a sprite for ducking, but you know, could possibly create it from my vectorized my Photoshop file, because when I created the sprite, I had created like a left arm, left leg, left upper leg, right upper leg, left upper arm, right upper arm, my face, my neck, like everything I I created each part separately so that I can manipulate the image and have like all these different poses. So you see like all these poses here, they were manipulated from the original image. So like the original pose is this, like when I'm idle, you see the idle is I'm just breathing here, breathing through my stomach here, like stomach breathing or diaphragmatic breathing. So like other idle characters will have like bobbing up and down, but I didn't want to do that because it doesn't look really realistic in life. Like when I stand still in real life, I don't bob up and down like that. But you know, some characters are like that when they're programmed. They like bob up and down. Yeah, angling projectiles is another thing you can work on. Whoa, still. There we go. That was more difficult than expected, though. Yeah, it's subtle. And like the sprite, there's something glitchy about it because you notice I'm moving a little bit forward and backwards. That has to do with the sprite sheet not being completely aligned. The sprites on the grid. So that's something to work on in the future. Whoa! So another way to do is another glitch. You can just like attack it that way. Whoa! You can actually. Whoa! I didn't know you can actually attack that turret up there. I didn't realize that. Okay, so here's like the main boss here. This charges that you have to jump over it, and that was like 450 hit points or something. So this is like the so-called the traditional way of defeating the boss. And that's it. So thank you for asking me how the Shigeru Kawai piano is another location. Okay, so hello Sebastian Condiza, welcome. Yeah, the green thing attacks when you enter the radius. It's not about saving a princess, it's about finding a Shigeru Kawai piano. This programming language is written in C#. So if you offset it down, we'll attack. Yeah, that's exactly, Sebastian. That's the idea. So going to the spike, what is it? The plants. You have to change the radius of influence here. So go to plants, Cannon Hill, go to edit collider, and then you move downwards. Oops. So like this way. So that when the player goes down from here, this platform here, following the arrow, then the player's going to land here, and then reaching here, then the plant is going to start attacking. So I can actually make it less than the Y and greater on the X. Greater on the radius, like 18, less than the Y, and eventually this area is here going to be more rectangular. Basically, like do the geometry. The greater you increase the radius, and then it's going to make this area more like that. This is going to be less of a curve here, more of a straight line. So it's going to be something like that. And then I can edit it. I can start my player there. We're just going here, position maybe 80. Like 70, maybe 60, and then on the Y. So I'll start here. Yeah, I could have like animated flowers. Yeah, so now that works. So now like after I land, then the plant starts attacking. So I'll try that again. there. And then it's just the boss battle here. Whoa. So if you don't lure them to the water, the enemies are going to continue charging at you at like super fast rates. And then there's like maybe like this cannon up there. So I mean, another way is just you walk through the door like this and win the game. But like I don't have like the skills to like to make a boundary to like only have that boundary open up after all the enemies have been defeated. Because right now I'm just learning how to use Unity, so like ideally this part should only open up after like those enemies are defeated, like this. The white vertical line is like a particle effect. It's a particle effect so that like it shows like if you notice when the strawberry stone there's like these kind of like gray things. It's like a particle effect, like to show like motion essentially. I mean I can change it. I can make it not vertical and make it more horizontal, but that's yeah. I'll just it's more like details to tweak some of the particle effect settings. I mean, there's another funny thing I can show you like this. Have a wall display when the boss says, yeah. Like enemy killed event. So here you can actually cross that water by riding on top of those projectiles by the plant. It's pretty funny. I don't know, it's possible if you time it. I did it before, like you could ride on top of those plant things. But I don't know, it's kind of like a Easter egg. I mean, it's not supposed to be be designed that way. Let's see, you can like but anyways, I was able to do it before. It's pretty funny. And then use the boss, or you just sidestep it. Then you count if the ones at the end are dead, then you show the end message. That makes sense. I just don't know how to exactly what the code would be and things like that. Ethan, I'm not Korean. You surf the seeds. Yeah, surfing the seeds on the plant. The game is turning. It's about the character trying to find a Shigeru Kawai piano. You see, like you rescue the character. Thank you for rescuing me. However, the Shigeru Kawai piano is in another location. Please step through the door to complete the level. And then when you go through the door, the game is supposed to restart. So that's the game there. So now I'm going to go to the process of composing the music. So here I have Sibelius here. This is actually the Pick Up the Heart theme here. And then I had like some, like I was experimenting in this Lydian mode here. So I'm probably gonna do something in C Lydian. So one of the strengths is that, or the game is that of the composing process, that I can actually play the game, and I have like I can get inspiration from playing the game, and I've designed the game. So unlike other composers in the video game industry, sometimes they're just given like cues or images or artwork to go off to inspire music, to be inspired to play, but to be inspired to compose music. But for me, since I have created a game and spent hours and hours creating a game, I already have that direct knowledge of what the content of the game is. So in many ways, working alone, like to create a game, is really has some advantages, especially like in the composing aspect. Because if I were to outsource this to like a composer, like hire somebody to compose this, say, oh, compose it to be adventurous, like a fantasy and optimistic, the melody should inspire confidence in the player, then the composer won't have like that experience of playing the game and creating the game. So like people like Toby Fox, who created Undertale, or Stardew Valley, another person who created the game all by himself, those people, they were able to channel their energies, especially the creative energies, in creating artwork and music that was really relatable and related to the game. It wasn't just generic music. So it's a really big plus to be able to be involved so much in the game and create the game and create the artwork and then compose the music. Exactly, Nicholas. Yeah, having hands-on experience in playing the game and creating the game really gives a different level of inspiration to compose music than that otherwise wouldn't be, wouldn't have that experience, like XP for composing. I have Thank You, My Twilight by the Pillows was in my head when you're on the sheet music. Not familiar with that song. So I'm going to continue here with composing, and I'm going to add other instruments as well. So because this game is like the whole experience to me is a new creating game, I want to use like a C Lydian mode, because the C Lydian mode is more like of sense of exploration for the game here. So a C Lydian mode is often used in movies to show exploration. So something like the opening theme of The Simpsons. Can you all hear the music here? So like having the opening like Lydian mode is something that is is something similar to oh, you can't hear it. All right, let me see what's going on. All right, so can you hear this when I play it? All right, let me see what's going on here. The sound. Because it may be, I don't know, maybe I have to do the mixer. Open the volume mixer. Yeah, okay, it was put like at a low volume here. Were you able to hear like the sound effects in the game? Maybe not, because that volume was also low too. So maybe I have to replay the game. Like, did you hear any of the sound effects in the game? Oh, okay, that was a big part of the game, the sound effects. So let me try this again. Oops. So let me start again. You should hear sound effects now. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry about that. The volume was way too high now. So maybe put it down like that. I guess this is like more normal there, right? It's still pretty loud. I guess everything is relative, right? Wait, could you hear the sound effects now? Oh, not loud for you. Okay, this is loud for me. Let me turn on the volume here. That's like super loud for me. Speakers. No, the audio is coming through the, it's like export, it's not coming through speakers, it's through like audio out. So can you hear the sound effects now? Oh, I see what you mean, Sebastian. It's not coming through like the program source itself, it's coming through like, you can't hear it. Just a second. Let me do something real quickly. Let me load up audio here. Can you hear that, the music playing in the background? Oh, okay, let me see. I think it's playing, but it's such a low volume for the stream. That's what's going on. It's there, but the volume is so low. So if I raise this up, then you should hear it. But then it's super loud from my headphones. So I need to figure out how to make it, like I need to figure out how to make it like audible for you, but not super loud for me. So I'm gonna go speakers down. Oh, but that deflates everything here. Then you're gonna get double feedback because you're gonna hear it through the speakers as well. I could do output device from the game, perhaps. Audio source. It's just audio output capture. Yeah, it's like a volume control here. No, it's... Let me think about how to figure this out. Properties, filters. Oh, there's noise suppression on it. Should uncheck that. No. Properties. No. I'm gonna go to sound settings and change the headphone level. Some Windows settings. The sound settings in Windows. might be a way to change systems. Okay, here, speakers. Levels, microphone, YouTube audio output. All the way is increasing the volume. But that's when it sounds super loud from my headphones. What was that lightning outside? Let me look up this issue on Google. Let's see, stream audio, but headphone audio loud. Yeah, here's the issue here. Desktop audio low in stream but loud in headset. So this is a on Reddit. When listening to one of my streams, I notice the desktop volume is too loud. When trying to raise it, I deafen myself because it makes the volume of my headphones too loud. I've already increased the desktop gain by 5 decibels, but it's still a bit low and it's starting to sound a bit distorted. Also, no line in volume on my headset. Does anyone have any thoughts? Oh, actually, I could listen to it through the mixer. So this person doesn't have a line in volume, but if I use my mixer, I could adjust the volume on the mixer. One person said, try running the 32-bit version as administrator. So this is the, this is where I'm reading this Reddit post here. This is after the same thing I'm having. So try turning up the volume up in the application, turning your Windows volume down. Didn't work basically. You see the solution. Yeah, there's no like, I don't see like a productive answer here. But I could use the mixer that I have. That should work. Okay, so other people, the good news that, I mean, it's not the only, I'm not the only one that has this issue. But what I could try to do is connect my Focusrite mixer. Hello B, welcome. Just a minute. So what I could do is connect my mixer to the computer and then listen to the stream through the mixer, and then there's a volume control knob on the mixer. So that should work. Then I should be able to increase the volume of the stream, but not making it loud through the headphones. Hello, David DP. So let's see, let me change the audio. Okay, Focusrite USB audio, and let me test this out. Okay, let me get my other headphones. Okay, this should work here. Can you hear the audio? Okay, there. That should work now, right? Sorry if that volume was too loud. How's that? Why is that so loud? Just a second. I'm trying to figure out direct monitor. Can you hear it now? So can you hear the audio now? Hear voice audio in the game. Okay. Just a second. Properties. How about now? Now that's when it comes to the speakers. I mean, you can do it that way. The quick and easy way is kind of a dirty way. It's not a really clean way of presenting. What I could do is I could just not do anything through headphones so you hear exactly what I hear. How about that? Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's not like the cleanest way, but it works. So let me put this equipment away. So I'll replay the game again. Just a minute. Okay, so I'm actually working with two computers here, two monitors. So I can just do like the desktop monitor audio. How's that? Can you hear the audio now? Which one do you like better? This way? This version, or the audio coming to the laptop? Which way? And I can adjust the volume for either one. I'm talking about like this quality. This option. Okay, I'll do it this way then. Well, okay, so I'll start again from the beginning. Bye-bye, number cruncher, enemies, sort of. Alright, so that's that. I'll start from the beginning here. Thank you, Daniel. I'm going for 1 million now. Okay, I'll start at the beginning. Here, position like -8, move. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to start up there. So, okay. Position like 0. Okay, do something like this here. Oh, we have a fix. Let me check this out by SebastianInger.com. All voice. I don't have all voices. I have Realtek audio, but I don't have all voices. But yeah, I have the speakers. Yeah. That's coming to the desktop audio, right? But yeah, that's what I'm doing essentially. It's exactly what I'm doing now. Before I add my headphones. But the volume was too loud. Like 66 from my headphones is like blasting loud. Like I listen to music like at 3 or 2. But 66 is just way much louder. But thanks for the suggestion, Sebastian. So here from the beginning here. Oh, I should turn off the Scott Joplin music. That was just there for like. To provide some music, but I'm composing music now, so. Here it is from the beginning. I'm already being elevated by these gooey things. So, up here. Across this platform here. And the boss is coming up. Bye-bye. No, run in the water. Bye-bye. Ah, I should have jumped over. That's a challenging part of the game. I made the game not so easy to play in a way. I'm having too much fun playing the game. I have to compose the music for it. The music should make the game even more fun to play. So that's the approach. When I compose the music, I want to feel like the game is more fun, even more fun with the music on. Oh, it's a close call. I almost missed that platform. Bye-bye. Now give me also those strawberries at this angel. I call it the shadow angel. Yeah, I get sidetracked from playtesting. Exactly. Win, thanks for playing my game. Alright, so now let's compose the music for it. So here is the sound effect for Pick Up the Heart here that I composed. And then I experimented with in the C Lydian mode here. Thank you, Sebastian. So I'm going to do this in the Marty O'Donnell way. You know, Marty O'Donnell, when he composes, he'll also sit down at the piano and he'll play music on the piano, and he'll record himself. And then the next day he'll remove the rubato that he adds in his playing. Then he writes it out, then he orchestrates it. So a jump sound effect, I don't know. It's not required for my project. I don't know. It could add to it, like the Mario jump effect. But I don't know the code to instantiate that, because I don't think that's it's a different way than the audio that I've had now. So here we have the harmonies here, and this is kind of like already percussion here. I want to be adventurous like a fantasy and optimistic. So Trying to make it sound adventurous here. This would be like a drone here. And you have something like the melody here. I don't know, lately I've been composing with just like segments of intervallic composition. So in like a minimalist style, like Phrygian Gates by John Adams. It's like this minimalism style. I like minimalism approach in music. So I could do something like that with like a theme here. Da-dee da-da-dee. So I go to da-dee da-da-dee. That's like the Paganini theme here. So make it something like adventurous. So I think adventurous, something like a rising motive here that will give a sense of adventure here. So I'll begin by outlining like a C major chord. So I'll have these 4 notes here. I'm not sure how I'll place it within the measure, but I have C, E, G, A. So this will be the theme for the pitches. Now I could bum 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 bum, and I go up to B as well. Bum 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 bum. So I have the theme here, and I want to be about 4 bars long, so I'll offset it, set it to the first beat of the first measure, and essentially I want the theme to be at 4 bars all the way up to this bar line here. And I want it to be symmetrical, have a sense of symmetry to it. So dee da 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 dee, and then so 1, 2, 3, 4. So I could have symmetry by going here, by inverting the theme here. So in other words, this note won't be long, but it'll be a symmetrical phrasing, like retrograde rhythms, and then like symmetry in the notes. So here, go up a perfect fifth to F sharp. Now F sharp is going to announce the arrival of the Lydian mode here, because in C major scale we have C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. This is Ionian here, and then this is Lydian here. So here's the difference here. So that's Lydian. You have the raised 4th scale degree there with the Lydian, and that's what movies and movie soundtracks, they have the Lydian mode to show like the character exploring a new landscape or a new territory, and like it has emotional context to it. Especially unprepared Lydian also has a certain poignancy to the music. So rather than having E dom, Dotty dom, E F sharp, it's like I can have this more in the downbeat to make it more noticeable, because on beat 3 it's going to be more noticeable than on beat 2, because beat 3 is a stronger beat. So I want to prepare this approaching from above, or I can approach it from the lower neighbor tone, like from E as well. And then I'm going to make it stand out. I'm going to make it a longer note, like maybe 3 beats to make it super noticeable, because there's just a chord note that people are not going to hear it as well. It's not going to be picked up on. So we have this tied here, kind of like a syncopation. And then now we start the descent of the melody here. So, and then to make it totally symmetrical, this should be a half note here. So now we have a rising motive, descending motive, and everything's symmetrical from the first 2 bars here. So if I play it, it would sound like this. So now, end of the first phrase here. Now I want to have the second phrase here, and have it either contrasting or with different instrumentation, or with like a sequence. But since I want to be adventurous, I want to explore, make it sound adventurous. So I don't want to make it a sequence, because sequence would make it too much the same, be too predictable. So I'm going to start on a different motive here, juxtapose it with this motive. So this motive here, we have a leap, leap, step, step, leap, step, then step, leap, step, step, leap, leap. Could have a motive that's more angular, that's less by steps, like this. So a phrase that's a little bit more harder to predict. So maybe like starting E and then A, E. Another way to do is I could magnify it. I could make this more organic by taking something like this shape here and inverting it and playing around with it. So it would be E, F sharp. Then here I could invert this, B, E, F sharp, E, and down a fourth, go down a second, then up a fourth here. And then rhythmically, then I could change the rhythm as well and alter the rhythm. Make this a syncopation and really bring out this emphasis on the second beat here. And then like sequence it within the phrase. B-A-D. And then F sharp E here. So now we have this motive here that's inverted here, sort of. It's like retrograde, but then this is going up a fourth rather than down a fourth. Inversion, but a slightly added inversion here. So emphasis is going to be in the second beat here. Beat A, D, F sharp A. And so that's the contrasting phrase here. So I'm going to draw slur here. And then here to show the contrast, I'm going to add staccato here on the weak, making the first beat weaker now by adding staccato and making the second beat more emphasized here with the long note and half note. So this is what sounds. I'm going to add the drone here for now. Oh, that's only 3 bars, so I need one more bar here. So you notice, like, even here, E, B, F sharp is outlining here, these notes here, B, E, F sharp, like a sort of pentatonic. So could have A. So I have this shape here, and usually the 4th bar is weaker than in bars 1 and 3. So the 4th bar will be leading back to this here. So how should I lead it back here? Could have something like this chromatic passing tone, double lower chromatic neighbor tone back to C here. So let's see how this sounds. Okay, so I have that so far. And now the 3rd phrase, wanted to sound more, the range here is really wide here, so I want to make the 3rd phrase more lyrical, more singing. I mean, this can also be sung here, but like more like a style like opera, sort of like a aria, or like aria essentially. So something that's more singing like an aria here. Third phrase. So make also sound like a fantasy as well, and optimistic. So something like this was rise and fall of this phrase here. It goes up, then down and up. Also have a phrase go down, then up like this. The conscious, so this is going up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, up. Now instead, maybe you could have this phrase go down, start down first, and then go up later. But then if wanted to be like soprano, then this range would be a little bit too low, so then everything would have to be going upwards a little bit more. So starting on the 5th, this is like a strong interval. Let's start with G and C here. F sharp, E, E. this is A is a little bit low here. Dotty, D, C, D, so now it goes down and up, rather this goes up and down, and this is still in the Lydian mode here. And so the long note here, I want this to be a crescendo as part of the music here, the long note crescendoing here. Then we start the crescendo here. And then the fourth phrase should be the lightest, less, not so intense, but more light. So have this phrase going up and down, then this theme here. Could take another part of the theme here. Rather than this part, we're going to take this for the fourth measure of the phrase, for the fourth phrase here. A, G, E, C. So, and take A, G, and C. Or maybe leave out the fifth here. This forms the A minor seventh chord. So if you put this in root position, it'll be A, C, E, G, like this. So in the seventh chord, you can take out the fifth, and so it keeps its identity. So we'll have A, G, A, and C here. And then I can alter the shapes of this. So instead of C down a third, down a second, then it could have C, A, G, C, G, A. And then alter it, G, A, C, G, C, A. So we have the first section here, the four phrases here. And so this is how it sounds so far. Okay, so now the second section is be more quieter. Or quieto in Italian. So the second section here now can be in, let's say, in a different key rather than having all in C. Here you could have it in ventures, let's say, go up. The next key could go down. I've been recently listening to music with stepwise, this leaps down a third. So you start in C, then go to A, then go to F, and then go to like D flats, and then you cycle back. So like this architecture will be something like C, A, F, E flat, and this E flat acts as like Neapolitan 2, functions as Neapolitan 2 going back to 5, or even indirectly like to flat 6 and then back to 1. So because the 5 may be a little bit too harsh, maybe too direct in this case. So C, A, F, D flat, A flat, C. And that allows like for the music to be cyclical, and then a lot of variations to be on that. So I'm thinking of making this like adding variations based on this. So now we have this in A, so I'm going to put the drone down at A here. So the first phrase here for it to be quiet in A, this will be more in the key of A minor, so it's more quiet. So instead of having this be like robust and having go a wide range here, it's going to be more in a lower register here, like down here. And since everything here begin with direct C and C here, I'm going to start adding like accented passing tones here to make it sound less of a what we call like less direct. And more quiet. So here I can still use this motive here. So this is going to be an inversion here without F sharp. So F, E, B. E, C, E. D, C, and then G. And then there's a temptation of resolving this down to A, but that's going to close the melody off too soon, because you want to avoid that in composing melodies. You want to avoid resolving the melody down to tonic. So because that's going to, the listener's going to be like, oh, the melody's over. They're going to stop listening. So you want to, psychologically, you want to avoid that. So you want to go up to the third rather. B, D, C, G, B, C. And so here we'll end on F here. So there's like a symmetry as well in a sort of way. The rhythm is symmetrical, retrogradable rhythms. And then it's also beginning on F, ending on F. Put it on the keyboard here. If you want to see this played on the piano. Thanks, Stephanie. Oh, Sebastian. Yeah, this adventurous, that's the key. So now it goes A minor here. So another thing is that this F natural is negating the Lydian mode here. So it's like a huge contrast. Did you hear that contrast there? That's when it changes key there with the, it's now in A Dorian mode here. So like that golden axe level, it's a golden axe, yeah, like a golden axe theme. It's an A Dorian. So, and now to continue on that, that atmosphere here. This is, rather than having contrasting phrases now, I'm going to have this phrase be a continuation of the first phrase. So it's like exploration here. D, da, F, E, B, D, C, G, B, C, F. And then it's going to da, 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 dee, da, dee, da, dee, da, dee, and keep that rhythm. I kind of like the ebb and flow of this rhythm here, and so I'll continue that. Now to avoid like D sharp here, whereas an F sharp, a raised fourth scale degree, and C Ionian would be welcome. A D sharp here in A Dorian would make it sound too evil because the A would clash with D sharp, and this would make it sound like a tritone here. This would be a tritone between A and D sharp, so it would sound like this. It would sound like sinister. Let me see if I can raise the volume for the Sibelius as well. I know it's maybe a little bit too low. So yeah, that D sharp makes it a little too sinister here. So rather than D sharp, B D natural. F, E, B, D, C, G, B, C, F, E, C, B, E, B, C. So I want to stick with the theme here, with this motive here. F, E, B, D, C, G, B, F, B, C, F. So C, B, C, F is like a mirror of this. B, C, F, E. So I'll continue that B, C, F, E, F. A, B, F, E, B, D, C, G, B, C, F, E, F, B, A, B, So even though it's sequencing here, it's so new to the listener's ear that it's not like repetitive, because the way these notes are lining up harmonically, they're creating interesting juxtapositions, like D clashing with A here, E perfect fifth from A and E, and like this unprepared accident note that resolves downwards by step. So these harmonies that are being created are really interesting. So this is not a repetition per se. So F 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 here. Now the third phrase of the second section will have sometimes the music needs to stand still, because this music is like always like it's always going and going and going and going. Sometimes the music just needs to be like be more still. So this can be more at like a drone, like for the top voice, and then I'll have another voice enter here, like the second voice entering here as well, because so there'll be 3 layers right now, at least 3 layers. So the melody and then like an inner melody here. So it'll be like so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be more of a cadence here, so and so have this melody go down. And proceed this way. And eventually I'm going to add other textures. This is just a really rough draft here with the left hand. I'm going to fill in the notes here and change the texture. I might have to thin out some of the notes. So essentially I'm working in steps here, in layers. So this is not anywhere close to like the final version. So this is all subject to change. And so here, this I'll continue with this motive here, but it's going to be like a hemiola, where the start of this motive is going to be at different parts of the measure. So this start on beat 2, this is now going to start on beat 4 here. And actually, it's like a a measure it's like 2 phases, because it repeats after, let's see, like 2 measures, 1, 2. Sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and now this will go down by step. One, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And so this is the end of the second section here. So I'll play the 2 sections now. Okay, so that's the second section. I know it sounds really rough. I mean, I'm going to orchestrate this. I mean, I'm thinking here of like viola and then cello and bass. Here. And so this is going to be different texture now. That was C, A, now this will be an F. So this will be in F mixolydian, or yeah, F. Let's put F mixolydian here. This is C Lydian. This is A Dorian. And F mixolydian. So mixolydian would be more like jazz sounding. So this could be this theme here in F mixolydian. So we take this thing here, C, B flat, B flat. So after I complete these 4 sections, I'm going to refine it even more. This will be an F mixolydian here. And then this can also be an F mixolydian here. E flat, D, G, B flat. Because there's so much material that I created, there's so much I can work with already. I don't have to recreate, I don't have to create new ideas, because what's been created in the first 2 sections, there's a lot of material already. So E flat, down an octave. So the plan is something like this: C Lydian, A Dorian, F Mixolydian, and D flat Ionian. And then A flat Lydian. And it goes back to C now. See, I'm going to cycle around Dorian. Lydian, Dorian, Mixolydian, Ionian, Mixolydian. And now everything is going to be sequenced. So this is now going to be C Dorian. This is going to be A Mixolydian. It's going to be F Ionian. D flat Mixolydian. And then A flat Lydian. And third time, this would be C Mixolydian, A Ionian, F Mixolydian, A flat Dorian. So it's going to be the more of this changing of the themes. Yes. So Lydian, Dorian, Mixolydian, and Ionian. A mixed Lydian, Lydian, D flat Dorian, and A flat mixed Lydian. So see I'm sequencing through the modes, but keeping the bass line with this descending through the bass line here. So So we have this theme here from this theme here. And then this motive hero sequence here. Flat, B flat, F, then B flat, C, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the melody will have more of a rhythmic short, long rhythm. E flat. Thank you, spaghetti and pasta. Yummy. And then E flat, F, B flat. So now everything is simply by step here. This last note here is a leap. F, F, G, A, B flat, C, C, D, E flat, F, B flat, F, B flat. So, you know, a lot of good music like Mozart and Beethoven, if you try to predict what they're writing, you see a lot of the writing is they surprise the listener because it's always something different. Like try to pick up a section of by Mozart and then try to like predict what note is going to come next. Like the average, so-called average thinking is they're going to pick up a note that may sound just average in the melody, but Mozart will always have a new way of writing the melody, and then when you see it, it's like, aha, I see, that's his idea. So the ideas are really strong. Okay, so I'll compose something based on spaghetti here, like an intertwining melody here. So where were we here? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So start at this high C here, and this will be like you know how you twine up spaghetti using a fork. So like the melody is going to be sort of that contour. So I'm going to use this motive here, C, G, F, that was established here, this sort of pentatonic sound, and I'm going to transfer it to here. And and this is going to be some like a hemiola. So doesn't that look like spaghetti? Sort of like intertwining spaghetti here? Sort of. Hello here. So it's like composition in slow motion. I mean, it's coming along here. And I'll play the game with the music. I can export this as MP3 file and insert into the game, but still a ways from there for the moment. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we completed this part here. I think for the game, for now, I'm just going to compose up to here, but the overall architecture is actually this plan here. Like the master plan is continuing on through here, but you see the structure is really important to establish at the beginning. There's a lot of video game music, some of it's not really structured, and so I like to start from a really structured standpoint here, like this artistic vision here, sort of a sense of aesthetic. And then I work from there and create this, and then I refine it from here. So this may look really primitive with this chords in left hand, but it's going to be much more refined. This is just a starting point here. So after here, now the next one is D flat Ionian. So the D flat Ionian scale is D flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, D flat. And this scale in relation to the actual key in C, this is all a half step above. So the C major scale would be C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and this are all played together to sound like this. So the D flat is like one half step above the C major scale here. So, and then, so now it's going down to D flat here. Now a lot of these patterns are by leaps. So for D flat Ionian, I want to make it more scalar pattern, almost kind of like an etude sort of way. D flat in this case kind of reminds me of like a dark blue color. In the game, there's not many dark blue colors except for the lake, like the ocean here. But I mean, it's still kind of a light blue, not really dark blue, but that's kind of like the idea is trying to match the sounds with the colors in the game as well. That would be pretty cool. So D flat here. So maybe we can make the D flat more up here, more like a flute. So this would be like a flute here. And this would be like saxophone here. Clarinet, oboe, chords like violin, violin 2. So now I can create a different shape. So I've been working with a second then a fourth, like a major second and perfect fourth. Now I have a different shape here. Maybe a seventh instead of a second, like invert the interval. And then upper fourth, down a third. So there's a bunch of different intervallic relations between here. A large interval here, and then like a smaller, medium-sized interval and smaller interval here. And we're avoiding G because with G flat would be the tendency to go down to F. So these are all more like outlining the D flat Ionian, D flat major chord here. So I said I want to make this scalar. So scalar, what I could do is I could have this shape go down by scale here. So next one would be C here. C, D flat, E flat, E flat, C natural, F, E flat, A flat, B flat, E flat, C, second phrase. Hello, Benny. So here I want to contrast with this some rather a different shape here. Start with a different shape here. So note last note end with C, so this has to resolve up to D flat. The proper voice leading. And so we'll make there are a lot of fourths here, fourths, 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 fourths here, fourths there, fourths there, fourth, seventh, a lot of wide intervals. So this is now going to be by smaller intervals. So like by step, D flat, F, and now instead of having 4, this will be have it 5. D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat. And then this will be sequenced as well, going upwards. So E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat. F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C. And then G flat. So this is just the outline of the melody here. I'm going to fill in the space between the melody and harmony with different instruments as well. So, okay. So here we've completed like half of this here up to like here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now another shape. So now instead of going by 5, I'll go by 6 now. So this is going by 4, the shape of 4. This is going by a shape of 5 notes here. Then now this will go by 6 notes. So notice this note here is starting something new, but it's being interrupted by this. So I'll try to just round off the phrase by having this end here. So I'll have this half note, and then I'll start a new section here, new shape here. And a lot of these notes here are quarter notes. It's populated by a lot of quarter notes, but like not a lot of like. I want to have more rhythmic variety. So I'll have this by dotted half notes. But maybe I go the other direction. Instead of augmenting the rhythm, I can diminish the rhythm. So instead of this being quarter notes, I could make this be triplet quarter notes. So the shape with that would be 6 notes. That would actually work out well with 6 notes per measure. And then within each measure will be a microcosm of this phrase here. So like the music is sort of referencing this opening gesture here, but in subtle ways. Some ways will be subtle, some ways will be really noticeable, and everything in between. So like this here is referencing this shape here is from this shape here. So this is going to, the 6 notes are going to reference this here. So if I can distill this into 6 notes, how can I do that? So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and then to keep it symmetrical, this would be 4, and then what would be the average of this notes here? It would be this note there. So it'd be a major 6 up, and then a major 6 up, and then a major 6 down, and a major 6 down. So in that case, this should have to start much, I don't know, I don't want to go up too high in the music either, so I'm going to go down, A flat, F, D flat, and then reverse that there, so D flat, A flat, F. So I might have a melody in between, because this like in between in the middle voice somewhere here. And then this is going to be scalar as well. So it's going down, it's going up. So this will go down here. So like G flat, E flat, C, E flat, G flat, and then F, B flat, B flat. This is all major 6, major 6. And then one more measure, E flat. So I'm already thinking about the second voice here I'm going to add. I might have like more like based on like voice leading principles and counterpoint. Let's write that. Versus Syncopation is so I have this here, and then just one more phrase for this section here. So see, now that the architecture is all the way up, nearly up to here now. We're at the fourth beat here. And then A flat mixed Lydian. That's how much I'll compose up to. I mean, I have to submit this game tomorrow, so I'm not going to be able to, compose everything all the way through. I don't think that. I mean, just this first section here would actually will capture a good affect already. So A flat or D flat here. So this is now 6 notes here for the motive. And now I'll go to 7. So how do we fit 7 here? We could do like 7 chord notes in a measure, or I could do something different, like 8th notes, but 1 note is a quarter note. So in a 4/4 measure, there can be 8 eighth notes in a bar, but so for 7, you can add rhythmic variety and unpredictably by making one of these notes a quarter note. So I could choose any one of the notes in here and make it a chord note, and that would alter the rhythm. So, and that would make that note stand out here. So that would be the template. Make that a second voice, move it down. That's just for reference there. So 7 notes. It's going by leap, a lot of leaps. So maybe for this melody here, it'll be more like soprano. In a range, so maybe like F. I may have like an unprepared dissonance here, like G flat. Trying to think of like the most beautiful melody I can compose. But also make it sound like a fantasy too. So you can add like passing tones like A natural. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So here I added the chord note on the last note, but now I can sequence this. Da, 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 da. And let's go keep going upwards here. Now let's go to A flat. So this is minor third. I'll keep it conforming to the scale rather than the intervals here. I mean, I'll still keep the general shape, but I'm going to have preference for the scale over the intervals, strict intervals here. So now instead of having the long note here, so I have the last note, I'll have it on the first note. So everything here will be offset. By 1/8 note. And G flat, A flat, now it's B flat. C flat. So there's these like double lower chromatic neighbor tones here, two chromatic passing tones here. Like here. And then we'll have the long notes here. C, A, D flat, and then here it's G flat, A flat, B flat, C. Now it's important to keep the perspective of this in mind, so I'm going to put an accent over the first notes of these measures here, because this is what's holding together this idea here. Here I'm going to make it more syncopated. It's the fourth beat, the fourth bar of this phrase, so it should be the weakest bar. So how do we make this the weakest bar? Put the long note on the C wants to resolve up to D flat. So let's say put the corner here. This will make it more stable and make it less sounding like it has to go somewhere. So it's be A flat and then So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 4, 4, 4, 4. And then, so the next one is A flat, mixed Lydian. And this is going to lead back to here. So I can actually add a repeat sign to make it looping back to the beginning. Speed. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this is where the repeat will be at measure 80. Then that means that the music will go all the way back to the beginning here. So there are no rests in for the melody at this part, so I'm going to add more rest here, make it more of an interplay between the sounds and the rests. Hello gamer Squiddy. So I've been working on my game, and this is the music for the level. It's called the Beach Town theme. So this E flat is going to go down to D flat to resolve C to D flat. It's also going to create an accented passing tone with A flat. So that D flat has to resolve down as well to C. And then I'll use this motive here, but with adding rest here. So, what is it? A flat. A flat Lydian. So that'd be A flat, B flat, C, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat. So this motive here, this is referencing this here. Or a different variation here of this D flat C, D down. Okay. And good. Have the range be smaller again. So because everything a lot of the times the range gets really wild, like here and something like this. I want the range to be more predictable here for this A flat mixolydian. So we have this is leading back to C here, so it shouldn't draw too much attention to itself. G flat. Keeping with the theme, this will be F, G flat, then C or D flat. C, C flat. C will be in the A flat Lydian theme here. So yeah, so for those who just joined the stream, my game is this here. The playthrough of the game. I'm getting better at playing my own game. Except for this part here. Ah. Got hit by the number cruncher enemy. Need that heart. Whoa. Whoa. Ah, I didn't jump far enough. So this is the music Espen composed for this. See, it's kind of like a fantasy. Like alien creatures, plants, but it's also like nature, and there's a city. You see back here, let's see. Like this is all supposed to be the shoreline, the distant city, and that layers of mountains here. This is the sun here. Scripting the platforms is a little bit challenging, but I figured out how to do it. That's the end of the first level. Thank you, Hira. Yes, just come along. I mean, I spent many hours working on this, so yeah, so it's should make some progress there. So this particle effect is the smoke coming out of the chimney. I mean, it's not like I'm trying to have it. You see, some of the smoke particles are going out from there, but I have to refine that. That's the idea. So that's what the music, the background music is going to be. You know, it's kind of like a crazy wild game. You know, like especially the ending, the boss fight, and these enemies here. Sort of like a theme, like outer space, like celestial observatory, and the alien, the green cheese alien, like the sun, the moon. So it's kind of like the music is kind of going to have like that sort of atmosphere, like outer space adventure, like a fantasy. So going back to the composition here, okay. So let's see. So here we have the range is going to be less wild. So E flat, spanning a minor seventh. One, two, three, four. And so once we reach here, then I'll complete the first step of this composition here. So there's several steps. And then another variation of this, but with use of different rests as well. So I was thinking like this rhythm of the eighth rest and then eighth note creates like an upbeat, like a fun type of rhythm, because these notes are not on the beats 1 and 3 but on the off beats. And compress the shape. Theme. D flat, D flat, E flat, F, G flat, F, D flat, C, D flat, So B flat. C. B flat. And here the range is an octave, so maybe I want to have it a little bit less again because it's just a little bit too wide of a range here. G flat, B flat, A flat, F, B flat, B flat, D flat, G flat, F, D flat, C, D flat. This texture here, it's portato style. And okay, 2 more phrases go. Think of like D flat Chopin, like the Chopin Berceuse. It's like the rhythm is the left hand rhythm is it's like repeating. It's like ostinato. And there are a lot of scalar rhythms for the right hand. So now this music is rest, and now I'll go back to music without rest. So F. So this pattern here, like these F, B flat, A flat, D flat, C, E flat, D flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, C, E flat, D flat, A flat. So this is one of the sequence trips. Sequence downwards. E flat, A flat, G flat, E flat, C, E flat, A flat, G flat, D flat, G flat, E flat, E flat, C, G flat, C, E flat, E flat, G flat, E flat, E flat. And the last phrase here is going to be like a pickup bar, pickup measure to the first phrase here. It goes back to this here. So the last phrase, starting on E, I'm going to go to E flat and need to go to C. maybe we'll have like 2 lower neighbor tones here to launch that theme, to launch it back upwards. So this will be B flat, B, oops, then B natural here. So this is going to go back to the C Lydian there. So if you go from D flat to B flat. So this D flat has a pull to go down to C. So D flat C. This rhythm is always some interest, da da dee da dee da, because it's like it's going against the bar here. And then B flat C, B flat, B natural, C. Okay, so there we have it there. So we've completed this entire section here, this structure here. So this is going to loop back to here. So if I play this, try to listen to this bass line. Okay, so there we go. So now I'm going to play the entire piece through, and also have to choose a tempo because this is just a chosen random tempo that Sibelius chooses. I'll play it as written, then I'll think of the tempo. And there's the loop there. I gotta fix some notes here. Let's see. Okay, so to choose a tempo, I felt like the music was, I think go a little bit faster because it will tie together the themes, the music better that way. Sort of play the game, try playing the game with the music in the background. Wasabi. Okay, so yeah, I feel like the music can go faster. So now this is going to transform the music a lot now, the tempo. So like 120 is kind of like it's adventurous. It's like you can watch. So play the game with this music here. You can make the sound effects softer as well, so the balance between the music and sound effects will be better. Okay, so you see, I complete that first level, and the music's only on measure like 50, and there's still 30 measures to go. So for this theme, it has to go faster to use up, to get to the end of the piece, because I don't want like the level to be completed without like the music, going all the way through. It's like, because then the part of the music won't be heard. So I'm gonna go to like 144. Start. You'll see only like measure 50, even that. You still has to go faster. Like 68. Okay, that's the repeat. So that's about the tempo here, like 168. So now, next step would be orchestrating this to figure out what instruments to use, and to create like counterpoint with the melody. make this pianissimo. This will be the reference here. Let's work on the first section here. So flutes to enrich the texture. Yes, still live stream is going. So as soon as I want to do stream piano chess on Twitch as well. I didn't stream yesterday, so I was really busy, and yeah. So pretty cool. FL.PICC. Okay, so I have these layers of sound. So yeah, I'll add a piano part here. Sort of like Tchaikovsky, like the opening of the Tchaikovsky piano concerto. These powerful chords. So this is what sounds like the first trace here. balance the audio, so make this mezzo forte. Add accent here. Okay, so this sounds like. So that's the start of level 8. I'm not sure if this could be like the final melody, or there could be a secondary melody, and this is more like, this is support, more like harmonic support. Because I could add a trumpet. So add another instrument. I'll add the trumpet. The trumpet, you know, like the trumpet, it begins, the Animal Crossing New Horizons theme begins with that trumpet theme. So now I could add a trumpet. So here, actually, the melody could be in the trumpet. Okay, so the trumpet needs to be heard. I can balance this. Yeah, I think the horns really bring out the music. So I'm gonna add trombones. Let me balance that at this forte. The brass section is louder than has more support, so now I can afford to make the other instruments more prominent. Actually makes it easier now when it's in this form here. Music graphs should go faster. There's some ones. So it's just a matter of working through the music like this. It takes time, but its end result will be worth it. So you know what? It's almost 2 a.m. I should start streaming piano chess and go to sleep. So yeah, I need to do a piano chess stream. So thanks all for watching, and thank you to Spaghetti and Pasta and Stephanie O for the super chats. So I'll show you my game plan. Just a minute while I load that up. So here's the game plan here. So we have this bright sheet here and the different like the enemy sprite sheets here. Player injured, rescue characters for the game, particle effects, projectile, invincibility, strawberry power up. I haven't had a chance to implement this in hard for health. And here we have what it would look like when it would be played on the computer screen here. And then here's the level here, overview for level. I've updated it since then, but it's just the overview of the level here. All right, well, thank you for watching, everyone, and see you at the next stream. Bye-bye.